the big picture here is design going away? The answer is no. What's happening, though, is the average website, the average app, I would say 10 years ago, I would rate as like from coming out of a startup in years 1 and 2, was probably like a 6 or a 7 out of design if Calm.com and Robinhood were a 10. For example, if you looked at the first version of Uber, it was like a 6 or a 7. It was clunky. Now, when they started making money and they raised money, they eventually were like a 9.5 or a 10 out of 10 in terms of how beautiful the app was. But they did it over time. Now, I think using the AI tools, and Squarespace did this to websites, right? All these beautiful templates they had. The average went up. So the average design is going to go from a 5, 6, or 7 to a 7, 8, 9 using these tools. I'll say, 7.5 to 8.5 is going to be the average. And I would say the average used to be like a 6. When you do have money, you do wind up hiring a designer because you're saying, hey, I want to stand out from the average.
Right. Yeah.
So the average keeps moving up so you can have less ugly products, just like you don't have slow websites anymore. This used to be the major issue. Like, your website's not optimized, it's slow. Now all websites are fast. Like, when's the last time you used a product or service? Like, this is slow.
Yeah. Like it takes,
that's not an issue.
Yeah. I think you're right, and I think that you can already see it so much. Like, there's so many tweets that are clearly written by Claude, and they're not terrible, but when you read a really well-written post or an article, it stands out because you're like, there's so much sort of slop going on. This person who clearly sat down to write something thoughtful themselves, it actually is even more valuable. I think it's the same. Like, you can tell when somebody vibe coded their landing page. It doesn't look bad, but it looks like how Claude or how Codex or how one of these programs makes a landing page.
I think that's fair enough, yeah. But because these things are getting better, I'll be honest, the 8.5 that I said, I think like next year it's going to be like a 9.5. So it's going to start, and you can prompt it, hey, do better, do better, do better, or I'm unplugging you.
But most people don't. I think that's to me, this is a whole separate conversation. But I think what's holding back AI in terms of the public perception is that most people don't go to that second level of like iterating, putting themselves in the loop, making things incrementally better with help from Claude or Codex or Composer or whatever they're using. They just take the first output and go, there it is, done. Copy paste.
The team is pumped because you're about to close a massive deal, but then the client's lawyers get involved. What happens if you get hacked? How are we going to protect your data? There's no need to panic. This is why you brought in Y Security. Y Security is staffed with over 40 experienced engineers who have actually worked security for world-class companies like Apple, Uber, Microsoft, Robinhood, Brex, and so many others. But the best part is you don't even need to hire Y Security. Your company can rent Y Security's elite team by the hour. That means no massive salaries to pay, no costly consultants, just real experts embedded in your company, helping you out with your SOC 2, ISO 4200, or any security or compliance challenge you're facing. You can even set a monthly cap so you know exactly how much you're spending. And your first 6 hours are completely free. Head to ysecurity.io/twist and book your free 6-hour strategy call. That's ysecurity.io/TWIST.